All right, so once again, good afternoon and welcome to our science class, and teacher Joyce here. All right, everybody open your textbook on page number 2. And I'm going to share this screen to you. Just give me 1 second. All right, so this afternoon class, we will talk about the characteristics of living things, okay? So on page number 2, there are two pictures. So the question here, which is living? Which one do you think is a living thing? Anyone? Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Which one do you think is a living thing? Okay, Otto, turn on your microphone, please.
The above, the tiger.
Yes, the tiger cub. So cub is a baby tiger. Okay, so the living things here, or the living thing is this one, okay? Follow the arrow, this one. And what about this one? Is it living or non-living?
Non-living.
Non-living, okay. So here, all we have to do is to tick. Okay, so first we have a live tiger. So when we say a live tiger, it's living. So which do you think is correct? Is bigger, a live tiger is bigger than a toy tiger? Yes or no? What do you think? This one, follow the arrow. Do you think a live tiger is bigger than a toy tiger? Yes or no? It's a no. So if you can see in this picture, this tiger, the living one, is bigger than the toy tiger. Okay. Let's try to see which one is correct. A live tiger is bigger than a toy tiger. That's right. What about the second one?
The toy tiger.
A live tiger has softer hair than a toy tiger. Is it correct? Is it yes or a no?
No.
Let's try to see. It's a no. A live tiger moves, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. So that's check. So you have to tick, okay? Tick the box. Next, a live tiger needs air, water, and food. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. So you have to tick that line, okay? Next, a live tiger will die if it stays in a closed suitcase for too long. So for example, if you have a big suitcase and if you will put the live tiger inside, do you think it will die? Yes or no?
Yes, I think.
Yes. So the live tiger will die if it stays in a closed suitcase for too long. All right. So you have to tick, don't forget. Okay, Otto, can you read? A live tiger.
A live tiger
Yes.
is bigger than a toy tiger.
Next, a live tiger.
A live tiger moves.
Next.
A live tiger needs air, water, and food.
Next.
A live tiger will die if it stays in a closed suitcase for too long.
Very good. Okay, now let's proceed to page number 3. Page number 3. So what is living things? So living things are things that are alive. Example, the tiger cub is a living thing. Can you give me another example of living thing? Raise your hands. Can you give me an example of living thing? Brave. Brave. Brave, can you give me an example of a living thing? What are the example of living things? So living things are alive. Example, animals, plants, and humans. Can you give me an example of a living thing? Kampi, can you give me an example of a living thing? Okay, Otto, can you give me an example of a living thing?
A bird.
A parrot, very good. Perm, can you give me an example of a living thing? Oh, class, living thing, kaujay mai? Do you understand what is living thing? Living thing are things that are alive.
Miss Ricky.
Can you give me an example? Jija. Jija.
May I go to the toilet, please?
Yes, you may. Jija, can you give me an example of living thing? Living things are animals, plants, humans. Those are living things, okay? Example, animals, tiger, horse, bird, frogs, zebra. Those are living things, okay? For plants, we have flowers, vegetables. So those are living things. All right. What about Bella? Bella, can you give me an example of a living thing? Give me one example of living thing. Bella, can you give me example of living thing? Animals, can you give me an animal? Example of an animal.
The dog.
Yes, okay, thank you. What about Nemo? Nemo, can you give me an example of living thing? Can you give me an example of living thing? Maybe animals. Can you give me an example of animal?
Cat.
Cat, okay. What about Atom? Atom, can you give me an example of an animal? Okay, class, listen. Animals are living things, okay? Dog, cat, tiger, lion, zebra, those are living things. Okay, Mai? All right. Now, turn your book to page number 3. Okay, so these are examples of living things. So what animal is this?
It's an ant. It's an ant.
Ant. So ant is a living thing, okay? What about this one? What?
A whale. Black and white whale.
Okay, so this
Black
one is
white
a
whale?
whale.
Killer whale.
Yes, whale is also a living thing, okay?
Yeah.
Oh, what about this one?
A tree.
A
A
tree.
normal tree.
So tree is also a living thing, okay?
What?
What about this one?
Some grass. Grass.
Grass. So grass is also a living thing. Can you give me another? Can you give me another example of living thing? We have ant, we have whale, we have trees, we have grasses. What other example of living things?
A shark.
Shark. Okay, what else?
A crocodile.
Crocodile, very good.
Come on.
If you want to speak, just turn on your microphone, okay? What else? What other example of living things? Bella,
Parrot.
what other example of living things? Healthy.
It's a. I think it's a
Healthy. Can you
panda.
give me an example of living things? What other example of living things, class?
Tree.
Tree, what else? What else?
And
Plants, what else?
yeah.
What else? Okay, what else? All right, so these four are examples of living things. Okay, don't forget.
An
All right,
ant in a
now,
sword.
turn your book to page number 3. Oh no, number 4. Number 4. Page number 4. All right, so here, what are non-living things? So non-living things are things that are not alive. So they don't have life. Example of a non-living things. What is this?
Car.
Car. So car is
Lambo
one of the
car.
example of living things. And what about this one?
Pen.
Pen. Very good. And what about this one?
Stone.
Stone. Very good. So car, pen, and stone. These are examples of non-living things. Okay. What about phone? Is it living or non-living thing?
No.
So phone is non-living. Okay.
Not a living thing.
What about spoon? Is it living or non-living?
No. Not
Non-living. Okay. What about purse? Purse, is it living or not?
purse. What's a purse?
Purse is, it's like a wallet. If you have money or coins, you can put it here. Is it living or non-living?
No. No.
So this one is non-living, okay? What about crayon? Living or non-living?
No. No.
Non-living. What about pencil? What about pencil? Is it living or non-living?
No. What's this?
Non-living. What about ruler? Is it living or non-living?
No. Nothing. No.
Okay,
No.
ruler is a non-living. Okay.
No. What a rooster.
Give me an example of non-living. Raise your hand. Cow. Cow. Turn on your microphone. Can you give me example of non-living things?
A basket. It's a basket.
Cow, can you give me an example of living thing? What about idea? Idea, can you give me an example of a non-living thing? Oh, all right. Okay, here. Look at this picture. Look at this 2 picture.
Statue.
Statue, is it living or non-living?
Non-living.
Non-living. This one, is it living or non-living?
Yes, it's living. Like
Living. Again, the
Living.
statue is non-living. living. Okay, and this one is a living thing, non-living thing, and living thing. Do you understand?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Now, get your workbook.
Book. There it is.
Open your workbook on page number 1.
Where is it? Like a train?
Okay, everybody open your workbook on page number 1.
A rock? A kite? A train? A glass?
All right, now, class, listen. Circle the living things. Which do you think are the living things? What about this one? Is it living or non-living?
Not. No.
What about mushroom?
Yeah.
Is it living or non-living?
Yes. No. Yeah.
Okay, if it's living things, you circle, okay? Circle the living things.
It's living. Living.
Workbook page number 1.
มีชีวิตมีมันเดินไม่ได้
Circle the living things.
มีชีวิตนี่ก็มีชีวิตนี่เดินไม่ได้รถไฟมีหรือแม่ปูเดินได้รถไฟมันขาดเฉยๆเด้ออะไรอะปูเดินได้ไหมปูก็เดินได้เลยได้แล้วพึ่งมันเดินหรือบินพึ่งก็บินเลยบินสงสัยเจ้าวงกลมผิดมันเคยเดินแล้วมันเคยบินนะเดินแล้วก็บิน
What about the crab? Is it living or non-living?
Paper number 11.
Okay, just circle example. That's example, okay? Circle the living things. Do not circle the non-living, only the living things. Okay, now let's try to answer. Are you done? Are you finished?
No. I'm done.
Who's finished? Who's done? Raise your hand.
I'm done.
Idea, okay. Otto.
Finish. Finish. คำพีเสร็จแล้วต้องใช้ได้อาชิกะก็เชื่อเชื่อมาอยากกินทุกวันเลย
Okay, Ashita.
วัน
All right, now let's try to answer. Who would like to answer? Raise your hand. Okay. I want to hear Ashita. Ashita.
เรียนต่อไป
Which one is a living thing?
เปิดไหมถ้าเปิดไม่เป็นแสดงว่ามันเรียนในศูนย์โอเค
Ashita, which one is living thing?
ถามว่าอะไร
อะไรคือสิ่งที่มีชีวิตอะไรคือสิ่งที่มีชีวิต
Is crab living thing, class? Yes or no?
ก็จะอะไร
Ashita, which one is living thing? Can you tell me?
สิ่งที่มีชีวิตสิ่งที่มีชีวิตอาชีพ
Let's try. Oh, crab is a living thing.
Yes.
What about this one? Is it a living or not living?
What? No.
What about kite? Kite, is it living or non-living?
No, it's not. No, it's
Kite
not.
is
Keep
not
going doing.
living.
Train is
What
not.
about the train?
What? It's not. It's the drive.
So
It's
train is
drive.
non-living.
It's
What
drive.
about this plant? Is it living or non-living?
That's living, but it can't walk. They're living like that. It cannot walk. It's
Nemo? Is it living or non-living? This one.
living.
Living, very good. So this plant is living. Okay.
And this one is living too.
Yes. So what about this one? Water, is it living or non-living?
Living. It is. It's living.
No. What about TV? Is it living or non-living?
No. No.
Non-living. What about this one? Is it
Yes.
living or non-living?
Yeah. That's living.
Yes. So this one is living things.
That's a bee.
Okay.
That's a bee.
What about the bee?
Bee. Yes, it's
Is it
living.
living or non-living?
Living. Yes. It's living.
Is it living or non-living? This one, the bee.
It's living.
Living. So
Living.
you circle living. How
Living.
many living things are there?
5.
Five.
1, 2,
1,
3,
2,
4, 5.
3, 4,
Five.
5. So there are
Five.
5 living things. How many non-living things are there?
1,
5. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Can you tell me what are the non-living things?
A rock.
Rock. What else?
Kite. Rock. A kite. A train. A river.
What
A
else?
TV. Train. TV. Water.
Train. What else?
A river and a TV. Duh.
Water. What else?
TV.
TV. Very good.
TV.
Can you tell me what are the living things?
A mushroom, a crab, a bug.
Mushroom. What else? Crab. What else?
A plant.
Plant. And another plant. And this one?
Bee.
Bee. Okay, very good. Do you understand living and non-living things, class?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Now turn your workbook on page number 2.
Oh,
Page number 2. Okay. Now all you have to do is to tick if the statement is correct or are correct. Okay. Tick if the statements are correct. So you have to tick. Listen, number 1. A tree cannot move from place to place. It is a non-living thing. Is it yes or a no? This one.
It's an X. No, it's not.
A tree cannot move from place to place. It is a non-living thing. Yes or no?
Move.
No. So this one is no because tree is a living thing. Okay. Second, grass becomes longer over time. Again, grass becomes longer over time. This means that living things grow. Again, grass becomes longer over time. This shows that living things grow. So grass will grow. Is it a not living or living? Grass. This one. Okay, so that's correct. So you can write a tick. You check.
ติดเอาไว้ว่าพี่ไม่ชอบ
All right, number 3.
พี่ไม่ชอบภาพมัน
A fly flies away when our hand goes near. This shows that living things respond to changes. Again,
true
a fly flies away when our hand goes near. This shows that living things respond to changes. This one, is it X
ต้องติ๊ก
or
ป่ะ
check? This one, is it X or a check?
X for a check
So this one is a check. It's correct.
อ้าว
So you run check.
อินโตพี่ชอบมันอ่ะเพราะมันเป็นภาษาใช่ป่ะแม่
Okay.
จริงต้องเป็นภา
Next,
ษาใช่ป่ะแม่
we do not need to give food to a tree. So it is a non-living thing. Oh, we do not need to give food to a
we
tree.
don't eat
So it is a non-living thing.
do not need to give
What do you think?
Sure.
X or a check? Number 4, is it X or a check? Let's see. So it's an X because we do not give food to a tree. So this one is X. So we only check 2, okay? Number 2 and number 3. So you only need to check number 2 and number 3. Okay, class, next week, I will have a review on living and non-living things, okay? When you come back here, when you get here in school, Teacher Maria will review this topic, okay? All right, so I will give you a homework. I will give you a homework. So you have to choose 5 living
number
things
3
and 5 non-living things, okay?
what
I will send you the homework in line. So you have to give 5 examples of living things and 5 examples of non-living things. I will send the homework in our line group. Okay.
so you gotta do the explaining in the video.
All right, so that's all for today, class. Thank you, class.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Goodbye. See you next week.
Thank you.